The Creator is singing and never will cease. This earthbound journey, creation's first song, from Genesis gardens to sad Babylons, lost in the rhythms of power, of pride. The binding of music, only mercy could find. On a spinning blue planet, third place from the sun, here words are spoken, here words are done, alive in the struggles, the laughter, the peace. The Creator is singing and never will cease. This is the mystery, how life becomes whole. Bread broken body, wine poured out soul. Come see your lives grow like grapes, grow like grain. Divine will connect you, love's rising again. On a spinning blue planet, third place from the sun, here words are spoken, here words are done, alive in the struggles, the laughter, the peace. The Creator is singing and never will cease. Come to the well, come to the water, come to the river rising deep within your soul. Come to the source of the life that God offers. Come fill your cup from the pool of the well.
Wow, when you're sitting with your back to the congregation, you don't know how many people are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. No matter who you are, no matter where your life has taken you in the past or where it may lead you in the future, no matter who you love or how you identify, you are welcome here. And we are so glad to see so many of you in our sanctuary today. And we are thankful for all of those who are joining us on Zoom. And we know some are joining us on Facebook Live, and others are checking us out on YouTube later in the week. All are welcome. Thank you for finding a place here. My name is Reverend Ivy Thomas. I am one of many that help in this ministry of worship. So I want to thank, and I'm only going by first names today because there are several, Francis and Mike and Benita and Noah and Carol and Lorraine, all on our tech team. Thank you, thank you. Oh, and John, I missed John. Thank you. See, I always miss somebody. Thank you, John. Our musician, Jessica. Thank you, thank you. Our lectors, Alexander and Luke Campbell, and our candle lighter, William Campbell. And our intercessor today is Susan. And our guest speaker today is Kenton Thomas, and he is here with his wife, Melissa Canoris, and so we welcome them. Thank you. I also want to thank our liturgical artist, Karen Cranabeder, who puts together this amazing display to remind us that this is the season of creation. So thank you to Karen. And then I think there's somebody, oh yeah, Common Cup. Thank you. So great to have Bob back with us for this short, brief moment, and so nice of you to bring all your friends. Well, maybe not all your friends, but a few of them anyway.
I'm glad to have all of them, actually. This is all mine.
If that's it, that's good. Absolutely, absolutely. A few announcements. This is Welcome Sunday, and we have, after worship, we have cake, we have coffee, and we have a number of displays that go through the hall and out into the courtyard here of everything that's going on in our church. And there's things you may not know about. There may be questions that you have about what's been going on. You might even want to sign up to help with something. And I'm pretty sure everybody will have a piece of paper and a pen there for you to sign up. So come and check us out and see what's going on. See if there is something that calls to your spirit to participate in. And we would love to have you join us. Suki has an announcement. Oh, Suki Atel, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, my name is Suki.
And I'm Noah. And I'm Islin.
And we are here today to bring you
Mythbusters Sunday School Edition.
So, friends, we are going to debunk some of the common myths about being a Sunday school teacher.
Myth number 1, kids are scary.
Could we please have the next slide where the kids are scary? Yeah. One more. One more slide, please. Kids are scary. But in truth, if we could have the next slide, kids are not scary. Kids are awesome. They are creative, joyful, full of energy and wisdom. Teaching Sunday school is a lot of fun and very rewarding.
Okay, kids are awesome, but what about teenagers? They are scary.
No, Noah, no way. Our amazing teens sometimes actually volunteer as youth leaders of Sunday school, and if you are lucky enough to work with one of them, you will find them kind and capable.
Myth number 2, you need to be a professional teacher to be a Sunday school teacher.
No, that's not true. You do not have to be a professional teacher to be a Sunday school teacher. Anybody can teach Sunday school. There are easy to follow lesson plans and with a scripture story, activities, and even a craft idea.
So anyone can be a teacher. After all, we are followers of Jesus, who was a teacher.
And in Sunday school, we learn from each other too. We are all teachers.
You got it. Often Sunday school teachers tell me that they learn as much from the kids as they teach to them.
Myth number 3. You have to be crafty to be a Sunday school teacher.
All right, well, this is a tricky one because actually crafts are a pretty important part of Sunday school. They're pretty popular, so I don't know.
But we do the crafts.
Oh, of course, the kids do the crafts, so you don't actually have to be crafty. Oh, awesome, that's perfect. Oh, finally, the last myth, you need to identify as female to be a Sunday school teacher. It's not true.
No, anyone can be a Sunday school teacher.
Perfect, wow. Gosh, I love our church, and I'm so glad we were able to dispel some of these myths about being a Sunday school teacher. Sunday school is a vital part of our church, and that is in dire need of new volunteers. When my daughter, Islyn, was baptized right here in the sanctuary, I was so moved when we stood as a congregation and pledged to support her faith journey. We all stood together and we made a promise to do that. Being a Sunday school teacher is a really concrete way to fulfill that promise that we all made. Having a Sunday school every Sunday and supporting our children and families is the most important thing we can do for the future of our church. It demonstrates how we value the children and families of our congregation, not only by encouraging their faith journey, but also connecting them more richly to their church family. Please consider giving your time and skills to this very vital and important ministry of our church.
Thank you.
I was just going to say there'll be a sign-up sheet outside. So to speak a land acknowledgement at the beginning of our service is a first step in living into true reconciliation with local Indigenous people. It is also an important reminder that we are called to live in right relationship with the lands which we call home. Indigenous communities remind us that the land is more than a geographical location. The land is a place of deep spiritual connection with great mystery. So we acknowledge that we gather on the unceded ancestral lands of the Silk Okanagan people. We seek to hear their stories, honor them as God's beloveds, and work with them to build a world of respectful relationships with all of creation. Let's take a moment to breathe. Let's take a moment to arrive. I invite you to make yourself comfortable in the seat you're in, whether it's the pews or your couch at home. Put your feet on the ground if they reach, and if they don't, just let your bottom kind of support you and ground you. Your eyes can be open or closed, and simply be attentive to the natural rhythm of your breathing. Let your shoulders drop down from your ears. Relax your neck. Let all the stresses of this past week filter out down your arms and through your fingertips and through your toes. Set aside all of the to-do lists and the didn't get done lists. Anything that keeps you from being present in this time and this place. Just set it aside. And as you feel yourself begin to empty, open yourself to Holy Mystery, to all that the Holy One wants to offer you this day, in this place. May it be so. Amen.
The earth is our cradle, our ground and our home. The sky is our blanket, protective and warm. The stars are our ancestors, ancient and bright. Their glow is a glimpse of our lives burning bright. The creatures of land, the swimmers of sea, the birds of the air, the green plants and trees, they're all our siblings with equal share in earth as our home and duty to care.
Our call to worship is an adaptation from a John Philip Newell prayer.
All things came from you, O God.
We carry within us your light and your life.
In the mystery of all things and deep in our souls,
Is a longing to be one,
one with the universe, vast and shining, with light and possibility.
one with the earth greening and bursting with life.
One with ourselves and each other, created in your image.
As we worship this day, grant us your longings for oneness, O God, amidst life's glorious diversity.
Oh, beautiful Gaia, oh Gaia, calling us home. Oh, beautiful Gaia, calling us home. Soar, living its harvest. Oh, Gaia, calling us home. Soar, living its harvest, calling us home. Oh, beautiful Gaia, oh, Gaia, calling us home. Oh, beautiful Gaia, calling us home. Waves crashing on granite, oh Gaia, calling us home. Waves crashing on granite, calling us home. Oh, beautiful Gaia, oh Gaia, calling us home. Oh, beautiful Gaia, calling us home. I'm bending in windstorm. Oh, Gaia, calling us home. I'm bending in windstorm, calling us home. Oh, beautiful Gaia, oh, Gaia, calling us home. Oh, beautiful Gaia, calling us home. Moon resting in marshland, oh, Gaia, Genesis 2, in the garden. When the earth was still a wasteland, with no plants for color or shade, a stream bubbled up out of the ground. God, always the creative one, started playing in the dirt, scooping up handfuls of water and dirt. God shaped and squeezed, mixed and molded, and made a creature, formed from the same stuff as everything else in the universe, but different. This There was a bit more of God in this one. Maybe that is because God breathed into it the creature's God's own breath, the breath of life. In that moment, it became a living being, awake, aware. The creature yawned, stretched, opened its eyes, and looked around. God was delighted. The creature wiggled its toes, made fists, wrinkled up its face. God laughed. Then the creature reached out for God and nestled close, like a baby with its mother, snuggled in as if they were one and the same, part of each other. The creature needed a home, so God planted a garden and filled it with wonderful things: blossoming fruit trees, sun-warmed snows, burbling fountains, playful animals. Little by little, the creature began to do things by itself. It walked around, first a few steps, then a few more. Soon it was roaming the garden on its own, touching, looking, listening, smelling, tasting. The day it took its first bite of juice, it came running to God with a huge smile, juice dribbling down its chin. The creature was happy, but God thought it could be happier. So one day, while the creature was napping, God took part of it and made another creature, similar to the first, but a bit different. God hoped they would enjoy the world even more if they were together. At first, this is what happened. They explored the garden. They found new paths to follow. They laughed and played all day long. And when it began to get dark, they came back and walked and talked with God in the cool evening. In the garden, they were one with each other, one with creation, one with God. It was paradise. There was no shadow or worry. The garden was perfectly safe, almost.
A reading from Richard Wagamis. Beyond this city's jet and angle, there is a bend in the river with a slab of rock set against the rushing current of a river sluicing through a filigree of cliff and tree and sky. Meet me there. We'll sit on that rock, open our hearts, and listen and not say a word. Merely gaze at what is real and pure and perfect. When we allow our souls to inhabit such places, the world becomes too full to talk about, and we carry that silence home.
And so I would like to introduce Kenton Thomas. Kenton is from the Squamish Nation. He is a storyteller and healer. Sit back, be attentive. He has much to offer.
Waitap, everyone. Kenton Thomas Kasquas. Before I begin any of the work we're about to do, I'd just like to acknowledge that I'm telling a Secwepemc stories here on the traditional unceded territories of the Syilx. I'll be sharing with you a Secwepemc story. So with that, I duly respect that we are on the Syilx territory. Before I begin, I'd just like to share a little story about myself. My wife over there, Melissa, she'll testify to this, that I was absolutely terrified to come into a church this morning. I woke up about 4, maybe even 3:30 or something. We drove in from Invermere yesterday, where I had another performance to do yesterday. And we got in probably about 9:10 or something, and then we just kind of wound down and relaxed. And all of a sudden, 3:30 this morning, I woke up and I was like, poof. And I started talking to Melissa, and I started telling her about, geez, I'm going to a church, eh? Oh boy, boy, do I have some real good words for them. And I started talking about like reconciliation and all these like really spit and vinegar kind of words. And she just rolled over and went back to sleep. And so I just festered all morning. But when I got in here and I re-met Ivy, everything went away. It just went away. I just felt, I heard twice this morning the word sanctuary. And I felt safe once I got here. I felt safe. So I think my kia, Dr. Mary Thomas, she used to say that. She said, no matter what the belief is, as long as it's there, it's there. And I think I really felt that when I arrived here this morning. I felt the belief, and I felt the faith, and I felt the trust and the love. So I felt safe here once I arrived here, and all that washed away. So this morning, I want to share with you guys a story. It's a story within a story. It's a story of how Coyote made a tree fall in love with him. And but before I do, I'm going to do what we call protocol. So my name is Kenton Thomas. I come from the area we call Switsmall for Salmon Arm, British Columbia. And so does my wife, Melissa. We come from the same area. And I was born in Kamloops, Sequakmik, and that's where the 215 children, or the remains, were found. And my kia'as and some of my pa'as and sla'as are Dr. Mary Thomas, Mark Thomas, and Herbie and Vera Johnny. And I have some parents named Phyllis and Jerry Thomas. And I have a son, his name is Susep Sewell, who his mother is Rhonda Jules from the Chase area. And Melissa Canars has 2 children of her own, Tristan and Alexis. And we share a big old blended, beautiful family. And I'm very blessed and grateful for that fact. And now that what we call the work is done, I'd like to share the story of how Coyote made a tree fall in love with him. And it begins like all of our other stories a long, long, long time ago. A really long time ago, Coyote, the one we call Senghokolo, or Saklep, or Skalep, or even down here, Senklip, he found himself in Kamloops, Sequakmik, or you might know it as Kamloops, British Columbia, and it's a semi-arid desert, so it's really dry there. And he found himself there one day, and he was wandering around doing what coyotes do. Oh, he loved to be a coyote. Oh, if you asked him right now, you said, hey, what's so good about being a coyote? He'd tell you, he'd say, oh, look at me. I'm beautiful. I get to do so many wonderful things. I'm a good hunter. I'm a good fisherman. I'm good at everything. Oh, he would tell you how good he is. That's because he's coyote. But one day he found himself in Kamloops, Sequakmik, Kamloops, British Columbia. And when he was there, all of a sudden he felt himself running out of breath. He felt himself and he tried to catch his breath. He'd try and catch it, but he couldn't quite do it. And he'd try and always catch his breath. And then his chest started feeling like it was on fire. He couldn't explain it. And he went, oh, what's going on with me? And he looked around and he saw a bird circling around his head. He felt a big gust of wind hit him in the face, and it felt like it blew that way. And he was like, what's going on? Oh, I can't catch my breath. So he said, that's it. I'm going to go home. So he swam across the Thompson rivers, and he ran up the mountains, down the mountains, and he ran through all the valleys. And he lived in this place they call Sistalin, now known as Adams Lake. And when he arrived there, he leaned against a tree, and he went, he felt the breath come back inside of him. And he went, what was that all about? What was that about? Like, why did I lose my breath? What happened to me? Maybe it's physically, maybe it's inside of me. I don't know. Maybe it was that weird bird that went around and circled down. Maybe it was that gust of wind that hit me and flew that way. And he thought about all these things and all these possibilities. But he said, you know what? I'm coyote. So he didn't consider it very much afterward. But then, it wasn't much long after that coyote found himself down once again in the Kamloops, Kamloops, British Columbia. And when he was down there, he was walking around, and all of a sudden he felt the same thing again. He felt the breath go out of his mouth, and he felt his chest starting to burn on fire, and he went, what's this again? So he swam across the river, and he ran up the mountains, down the mountains, through all of the valleys, and he arrived back home. And once again, he leaned against a tree and went, wow, I need to consider this a little more, he said to himself. And he thought of all the things, and he said, well, that bird wasn't there this time. That gust of wind wasn't there. Maybe it's something that's always there on the land, the Tamu. So he thought to himself, what could it be? Maybe it's the small shrubs. Maybe it has to do with all the small shrubs and medicines that grow close to the earth. You know, like the berry bushes and all of the little bushes that grow close to the earth. Or maybe it's the trees. Maybe the trees help us. Maybe the trees gave me my breath. Or maybe it's the Sawalkwa, the water. All of the water, because in Sistala, Adams Lake, it's a big watershed. It's a big lake. It's it's part of one of the tops of Shuswap Lake watershed. So he looked and he said, oh, maybe it's the water. And he thought to himself, well, I don't know. I need to consider this now because it happened twice now. And it can't happen a third time. Maybe I'll die. So he thought to himself, I better investigate. So he went back into Kamloops, Kamloops, British Columbia. And when he got into Kamloops, he started investigating around. He said, I'm going to investigate the small medicines that grow close to the earth. But Kamloops has a lot of sagebrush. And sage is a medicine that we use to cleanse ourselves. It's a beautiful medicine. And it has all the bunch grass around it. So he said, it couldn't be that. They have lots of it. And then he thought, maybe it's the Sawalkwa, the water. But Kamloops to Kamloops means the meeting of the two waters, the North and South Thompson rivers. When they meet, we call it to Kamloops. So he said it couldn't be that. And then he thought to himself, maybe it's the trees. Because in Kamloops, the trees grow in bunches over there, and over there, and over there, but never all over the place, not like a beautiful watershed like Adams Lake where the trees are so close together, they almost touch. So Coyote said, maybe it's the trees. And just at that moment, all of a sudden he felt his breath going away from him again, and he tried to catch it, but he couldn't catch it, and he felt his chest burning on fire, and he went, and he swam through the river, and he ran up and down the mountains, and he ran through the valleys, and he arrived back at home, leaned on a tree for a third time, and he went, and he thought to himself, it has to be the trees. It has to be something that's happening with the trees. But he wanted to confirm and verify his truth. And that's what a lot of us want to do. We want to make sure what we believe is true to us. So he said, I'm going to go back into the Kamloops and risk my life one more time and make sure that what happened actually happened. So he went down into Kamloops, and when he arrived there, he stood around and he just waited. And he waited, and all of a sudden he felt his breath escaping him, and his chest went on fire, and he went, and he half howled and half laughed because he couldn't believe that, this is happening. And he swam across the river, and he ran up and down the mountains, and he arrived back at home. And for a fourth time, he leaned up against a tree, and he felt breath come into him for a fourth time. And Coyote thought to himself, it has to be the trees. So he decided, I'm going to talk to the trees about their breath. But the trees a long time ago, were very selfish and narcissistic, and they were very isolated and lonely. They didn't talk to one another. And Coyote witnessed this. He saw that when their branches would flow through the wind, if they touch the branches of a tree or a bush nearby them, they'd pull it away and they'd go, "Oh, stop touching me. You stop touching me. You stop touching me." Or even if their roots underneath the land, the land, would accidentally touch the roots of another tree, "Oh, get away from me. You get away from me." So they didn't like each other, much less themselves. But Coyote knew what needed to be done. So he walked up to a tree and he went, "White tree, hello, how are you today? My name's Coyote, Sklep, Sklep, and sometimes sang ho, ho, ho. And I need to talk to you about your breath." And the tree just looked down at Coyote and it just went, and it looked away, and Coyote went, "Oh, how rude, it just ignored me." So he walked up to a second tree and he went, "White tree, hello, how are you today? My name's Coyote Sklep," and he did the whole spiel. And the tree just looked down at him, shook all its leaves on top of him, and he, "Oh, you didn't need to do that. And he walked up to a third tree. And he went, "White tree, hello, my name's Coyote," and he went through the whole thing. "Coyote Sklep, Sklep, and sometimes like Kokolo, and I'd like to talk to you about your breath." And the tree just looked down at him and it swung a branch that just narrowly missed his head. And he went, "Violence gets you nowhere." And then he decided, this needs to be done in a different way. Because the trees, much less anything else, didn't like themselves, much less love them or love anything else. So he said to himself, "I need to come at it with a different way." So he walked all the way around the whole territory of the Secwepemcúlecw. So he went above Jasper, all the way down along the Rockies, down to Invermere, past the Arrow Lakes, past Vernon, all the way up to just west of in our Williams Lake, almost to the Fraser River, and then back up to Jasper again, looking for the perfect tree. Because he wanted to find a tree that was so big and beautiful that it would, if there was a cookbee of all the trees, a chief of all the trees, this would be it. And finally he found it. And it was a big, beautiful tree. And he looked at it and he said, "Oh, if there's going to be a chief of all the trees, this will be it." So instead of going up to it and doing that same spiel, like, Coyote, blah, 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 he sang it a love song. He sang it a Coyote love song, the same song you might hear Coyote singing in the middle of the night. And he went, "Ooh." And when he was done singing, he just gave it a hug. He just wrapped his arms around it and he went, And then he gave it a little kiss. And he went, "I love you, tree, even if you can't love yourself." And the tree at first went, "Get away from me, get away from me, you little dog." And Coyote said, "I'll be back tomorrow." And he did this for 4 seasons, through the spring, the winter, the fall, and back into the spring. He did this sometimes 2-3 times a day. He would go up and do the same thing. Ooh, hug, kiss. "I love you, tree, even if you can't love yourself." And for the first 6 months, the tree would negate this. It would go, "Get away from me." And after a while, the tree started to like it, and it would feign the disinterest, and it would go, "Get away from me, you silly dog, get away." And after a while, the tree started to fall in love with Coyote. It started to love that feeling. It started to love that feeling of that love. And after a while, it would look for Coyote to come around the mountains, to come through the bush, and it would get so happy. Its heart would explode. And after a while, Coyote witnessed something else, something beautiful, something remarkable. From that single tree, it spread its roots and it spread its branches, and it touched the branches and roots of the other trees, and it would communicate with them that love. And after a while, that love circulated to all the trees around it. And at first, those trees would do that same thing where they, but they would feel that love go through their veins and into their heart. And then they would breathe a deep breath. Because that's what love is. It's like a beautiful breath of fresh air. So when those trees would feel that, they would spread it to the trees around them. And after a while, it went all over the Secwepemcúlecw. Then it went all over what we call Turtle Island, North America. Then it went all the way, even through the big waters, all over Mother Earth. Every single plant and tree, everything that shares the land, all of a sudden knew what love was. And that's when Coyote, the one who started this story, said, I know what to do now. I know what needs to be done. He went back to that original tree and he walked up to it and he went, White tree, hello, how are you today? And that tree smiled and it looked down on him and he went, oh, my good friend Coyote, what can I do for you today? And Coyote laughed and he smiled and he went, oh, tree, I want to tell you about something. And the tree said, what do you want to talk to me about? And he said, soon, to Mother Earth, the land, there's going to be what we call the Kamok. In our language, Kamok means people, humans, us, all of us. The humans will be here on Mother Earth. We're just preparing it for them. We're doing the work that needs to be done. And the tree said, oh, that sounds wonderful. Tell me more about these humans, these people that are to come. So Coyote told him about physically what we look like. And he said, oh, they have these head and big gangly teeth and fingernails and all the weird stuff about us, our hair. And then the tree said, oh, they sound wonderful. Hey, can they fly? And Coyote said, no, they can't fly. They have skinny little arms and they don't have any wings. And the tree went, oh, that's too bad. And then he said, are they at least fast so they can get away from predators and catch food? And he said, no, they think they're really fast. But they're pretty slow compared to like a deer or a moose or anything like that. They're going to be food for a long time before they figure things out. And then he said, are they strong at least so they can defend themselves? And the Coyote said, no, they think they're really strong, but they're not. They're not. They're weak. They're very pitiful. And then the tree said, oh, that's too bad. How are they going to survive here on Mother Earth? And Coyote said, they have a remarkable gift. One of the best gifts that they have is that they're able to look into the future and to make plans and to create and to do things that make a better future for themselves. But not only that, they can look into the past and see their perceived mistakes, their perceived failures, and go, oh no, I shouldn't have posted that. But they're also able to look into their past and see their successes, their wins, and to be able to bring it into the present right here and right now, and to use it as tools to propel themselves into the future. And Coyote said, they're remarkable. They're remarkable in that way. They're so good at that. And the tree said, oh, they sound so wonderful, but they're so weak and pitiful. How are they going to survive here on Mother Earth? They can't swim very well. They can't fly. They're not fast. They're not strong. How are they going to survive? And Coyote told them, everything on Mother Earth is giving themselves to them. The animals, the four-leggeds, are giving themselves for food. The small brushes and medicine that grows close to the earth are giving themselves for medicines and to heal themselves and for food and nourishment. And the trees, they're giving themselves for lodging and to build themselves stuff, weapons and tools and all these other things. And he said, so many things on Mother Earth are giving themselves to these humans. And that's when that tree looked down at Coyote. And it looked at him in all seriousness. It said, I want to do more. What can I do? And that's when Coyote knew that he could tell this story. He told the story when he was in Tecumseh to taste Sequoia. He ran out of breath. And when he was back beside the trees, he could feel that breath come back inside of him. And he told that tree the story. And it didn't take long for that tree to know what it needed to do. That tree looked down at Coyote and it said, I heard your story. I and all the plants that share the Demuch, the land, will share our breath with all living things. And in return, all living things can share their breath with us. And we'll cleanse it for them. We'll give it back to them. And we'll return it back for all living things. And that's a beautiful story that I learned when I was a youngster. But the remarkable thing about that story is a long time ago, probably about 10 years ago, when I did that story at an event in Salmon Arm. And I finished doing the story. I wore my coyote headdress and I ran around and I pretended like I was coyote and I told that story and I went, yeah, it's such a good telling. And there's this fellow by the name of Ronald Ignace. And he's a very strong cook bee educator, leader in our nation up in the Sequoia. And he called me over. He just did one of these. And I was like, oh, gee, Ronald wants to talk to me. So I went down and I sat right beside him and he goes, hey, do you know what that story's about? And I said, yeah, I tell it all the time. It's about, sharing your breath, oxygen, carbon dioxide, blah, blah, blah. And he said, no, I'm going to give you to the end of the day, to this event, to think about it, and then you come back to me. And that's the way our teachers do it, our educators in our territory. They say, hey, what do you think that was about? And they just leave you hanging for about 20, 30 days. But he just left me with the day, so I kept on thinking about it, and I'd run back up to him and I'd go, oh, the story's about this. And he'd go, no, So I'd go think about it for a little while, and the story's about this. And he'd go, no, And finally, at the end of the day, I walked up to him, and I said, this is almost the end of the event. You need to tell me what the story's about. Please, you're driving me crazy. And I sat down with him, and he said, think about that story. What did all the plants and animals do for us weak and pitiful Kelowna, us weak and pitiful humans? And I said, well, they give themselves to us. They offer themselves to us without anything in return. We go out and we mine, we fish and farm, and we do all these things, and we don't think of it. We don't consider all those things. And he said, that's because they give themselves to us unconditionally. That's what you call love. Love, true love. All living things, all Mother Earth loves us humans. They take care of us. Mother Earth takes care of us. And then he asked me, what do you say at the end of your prayers? And I said, all my relations. And when you say all my relations, what do you think of? And I said, well, my friends, my family, my wife. And he said, no, you need to go beyond that. Go beyond that. All my relations. All my relations means every living thing that gives themselves to you unconditionally. The plants, the trees, the four-leggeds, the ones that fly, the ones that swim. All those things that give themselves to you. Love. And it just, it blew my mind, because all the times that I would say all my relations, I always just thought of my human counterparts. But I never thought to go beyond my humanness. So when he told me and he gave me that little teaching, wow, it just blew my mind. And now when I say all my relations, I think of every single living thing on Mother Earth that gives themselves to us. And that, my friends, is the story of how Coyote made a tree fall in love with Coyote. And my name is Kenton Thomas, and I thank you guys for sharing a story with me today and all my relations.
In our time of offering, we share not only measurable treasures of time, talents, and resources, we also radically commit to sharing immeasurable gifts of forgiveness, grace, compassion, acceptance, and loving concern for all creation, for all our relations. Let us take time now to remember those offerings.
On the first poor living
for the work of your church and the coming of your kingdom. We offer our gifts back to you. Inspire us, Holy One, with the abundance you are able to create from them. Amen.
Amen.
I don't think I'm that tall. Lord, hear our prayers, big or small, from the eldest to the very youngest. We ask guidance and understanding. Help us to wrap our minds around the disastrous stabbings in the James Smith Cree Nation as they reel from the deaths and injuries of so many. May they find their way. We are watching Britain mourn the death of their beloved Queen Elizabeth II. As they mourn, her caring, compassion, and above all, her devotion will be her lasting legacy. May we keep this in our hearts and always remember. Watch over our firefighters as they respond to the wildfires, both here and in other parts of the world. Keep them safe as they fight to keep us safe. Let us remember that we live in a beautiful, beautiful space. Stop, take a moment, look around yourselves, and see what we have, and let's keep it safe. A new conservative leader and our own upcoming civic elections will directly impact our lives, guide our politicians as they go forward. Give them the patience and wisdom to do the best that they can. Teach us how to listen. In the Pacific Mountain region prayer cycle, we pray for the Ashcroft United Church in Copper Valley. The World Council of Churches prayer cycle, the prayers are for Ghana and Nigeria. We also continue to pray for our sister congregation in El Triunfo, El Salvador, as they continue to deal with the after effects of COVID and how it affects them directly. Take a moment. Think about yourselves, but then think of others. Think of those that we are requesting prayers from our congregation. The family of Mitchell White, Connie Blackhart, Ezra McKinney, Hank DeRoos, Jonathan and Catherine Douglas, John and Eva, Orson Wood, and Terry Weber. Lord, hear our prayers. Amen.
the day I die. Bear me up when my soul is tired. Carry me home on the rising tide. River run deep, river run free. River singing in you and me. Spirit of life, deep mystery. Catch us up in your melody. River run deep, river run free. Catch us up in your melody. River run deep, river run free.
Just before I send us out, I have a note for those of you on Zoom. Don't go away. Stick around. I'm going to have my iPad, and I'm going to be walking around to all the tables with you, so you will be unmuted, and you can ask questions. You can say, sign me up for this or sign me up for that, whatever you want to do. So you don't get to just escape. I'll be watching you. I'll have you on my iPad, so please stick around. Let us go out from this place taking a deep breath of all that God has given to us. And may we share that breath with others, with all our relations. Go out in joy, go out in peace, go out in hope for this world in which we live. Amen.